Hi, my name is Andrew Molnar, and my wife Marie and I are the leaders of a group called Ithacans for Responsible Technology in Ithaca, New York. Back in 2020, Verizon approached the city of Ithaca to do a master licensing agreement to put up basically dozens of 5G towers all around the city. Even though my wife and I didn't know much about this issue, we were significantly worried, and so we mobilized into action. First, we educated ourselves, spending dozens of hours learning about the issue, the various studies of harm from wireless infrastructure, the law, and just the various details about cell towers in general. By the end of it, we realized that our goal for our town was to maximize local control while minimizing redundant wireless infrastructure. So we basically created a small task force of passionate people who had time to learn about the issue with us and also help lead others. We then built a larger coalition of several hundred local supporters who supported essentially stopping any new cell towers. Now, initially, the city council members were not very educated about this issue, and some of them thought that we were wide-eyed conspiracy theorists. And in fact, some people in the area publicly ridiculed our efforts. But we persisted, and we regularly contacted our local legislators to educate and build support. We did that through one-on-one calls and meetings with town officials and staff. We mobilized people to make comments at every city meeting. And then we also sent regular informational emails about the issue. Through the process, through the many months of doing these kinds of things, we cultivated some great allies on the council, as well as in the city staff. And then we suggested actions, basically code changes that were relevant to our city. There were many ups and downs in the process, and it took almost 2 years. But in the end, we got just about all the codes that we wanted passed. So we were very excited. And so, it seems like those codes will keep any new cell towers that are not necessary from going up in Ithaca. I wanted to share with you a few key lessons that I learned from the process. Most importantly, well, not maybe not most importantly, but be the most educated people in your town about cell towers, wireless technology, and the harm that they bring. If you know more than city council members or city staff, they'll listen to you much more. Keep focus on connecting with and educating individual council members. We found that one-on-one conversations with them were really the most important strategy to ultimately getting what we wanted. And when talking to these folks, I encourage you to be reasonable, not anti-technology, just wanting responsible technology that takes citizens and our health into account. This brings up an important issue. Even though we're not supposed to, or they're not supposed to, technically and legally considered health issues, we still hammered that point home because we think it's ludicrous that you can't consider health issues around making laws. So publicly and privately, we pushed that issue of thousands of studies showing harm from wireless infrastructure. And in the end, we did feel that paid off. I also encourage you to hone in on the most important code changes that you want to see. For example, reducing redundancy, ensuring that a gap in service coverage is needed for any new cell towers, and ensuring a large distance from homes and schools between cell towers. And finally, keep hope alive. Persistence really does pay off. We had our ups and downs, like I mentioned. There was one point in the middle of the process where we were about to give up. We were so discouraged. But then out of nowhere, within a couple weeks, things turned around. So I encourage you to keep the energy high and persisting. There are increasing numbers of towns who are succeeding and pushing back against this, and thankfully Ithaca is now one of them. If you'd like any more information, I'd be happy to help. I've included our email below.